Hello, Overshares here. And what we'd like to do is just take a little time today to cover one of the most universal tools in the workshop, in my opinion, the bandsaw. And for some of you who may not know, what is the bandsaw and what is its purpose? Well, today we're going to go through that in detail as to what this is all about. Number one, as I said, it is the most universal tool in your shop. It is a power tool, does many different things. But first off, explaining what the bandsaw actually is nothing more than some wheels going around like this here with a band going over top and then going from the top to the bottom, back up, back around, and always forcing the teeth pointing down towards the table. This is how the bandsaw gets its name, as a matter of fact, from the bandsaw itself. This particular piece of metal here that goes around and does the cutting. Now, this particular saw is what you refer to as a three-wheel saw. And the idea of that is so that you can get a deeper throat in here without having to go to a great big large saw, you know, with the larger diameter wheels on there. A lot of your big saws, the diameter of your throat here is determined by the diameter of your wheels themselves, which only have a top and a bottom wheel. This is more industrial saws, this type of thing. But with this here, you can still stay to a mediocre size saw in your workshop and do a lot of the same stuff you could do with a bigger saw. Now, first off, what I would say with the saw is, number one, what makes it so nice is this part right in here. You can actually adjust for your work piece here how much depth that you want to cut. And the recommended distance between this here shoe and your material is generally about 1/4 of an inch. And as you get thicker materials than that, you can move that up and down and do much the same thing. Now, with these, with the bandsaw, you can get different blades for it. And such as what I've got on here right now is a 3/8 blade, which is more for doing more ripping, this type of thing. It's not actually an ideal saw for cutting sharp curves and things like that. But you can get down as low as an 1/8 of an inch blade for that type of work in that. And also you can even get blades for cutting say like copper, aluminum, non-ferrous materials, and there are blades for that particular job. Now, one thing I do like with this here, being that you always have the downward action of the blade, pushing your material down towards the table, it makes it relatively safe to use compared to, say, a bench saw, because you totally eliminate your kickback from it. And it's not like a jigsaw where you have up and down motion on there. This here has a constant pull of your material down towards the table, which makes it extremely safe to work at. Now, some of the things that I use this for, I'm just going to leave that cover off this here. There is a cover to go on here. I'm just going to leave it off so you can take a good look at the inside of a bandsaw. But what I use this a lot for is, say, like I do toy replicas and that. And these are just ideal for cutting small pieces. For instance, you can use a miter saw, miter gauge that you slide up and down on there for cutting small pieces. You have a fencing device here that attaches, that you can move back and forth as a guide, and you have a lot of flexibility with the bandsaw. Also, by being able to raise this way up, this particular saw, I can go from 0 to 8 inches maximum. There are saws out there today that you can go 12, probably 15 inches in here for the big cuts, this type of thing. Now, what I really like about this here adjustment in here, you can actually take some very thick material and do what we call a resaw. And what that is taking a board, for instance, and cutting it in half. This type of thing to possibly get yourself a perfect book match, or else maybe just to slim down that piece rather than plane it away and just waste that material. It works ideal for that. Also with this adjustment like this here, it is excellent for cutting big wide curves, such as say like a corbel on a fireplace. That big corbel that sits underneath there works ideal for that. For cutting real sharp curves, such as say like a jigsaw might do, or that type of thing, just change your blade, go to a thinner blade, and that'll do the job for you too. You can actually take and turn your bandsaw into a sawmill simply by having a fence set up here. You may want to extend this fence up here or build a fence suitable for what your situation is. And by using a wider blade here, which this is 3/8, you can go up to 1/2 inch, some even up to 1 inch blade on there. So this is what you want to do, is put a fairly aggressive blade on there to do that type of thing. But you could actually turn this into a sawmill with the right jigs and the right blade on there. So your bandsaw is very universal. There are a lot of different jigs that you can build for your bandsaw. And I have another video in my YouTube file there on strictly jigs and that for the bandsaw, and it becomes more and more usable the more jigs you have for it, and more practical. So that pretty well covers our talk here on the bandsaw. Enjoy your bandsaw. Thank you.